Blog Talk Radio. Welcome to the Aha Moments Radio Show for the inspiration, education, and celebration of enlightened living worldwide with your host, Mariana Cooper, founder of Aha Moments International and AhaMomentsWorld.com. Tune in for the next hour and learn to trust your Aha Moments to lead the way to live a passionate and purposeful life. And now here's your host, Mari.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Aha Moments Radio Show for the inspiration, education, and celebration of enlightened living worldwide. I'm Mari, and we are back. Thanks for your patience with me last week not being here. I was off in Boulder, Colorado, doing a taping of a TV show called The Open Minds with Regina Meredith, and that show will be airing out probably in 6 months or so, closer to when the book comes out on Gaiam TV, which is actually available on Hulu and all kinds of other streaming options and online and whatnot. So you can check that out at Gaiam TV. I think it's GaiamTV.com. I think that's what it is. I'll check on the break to make sure that's the right site. But in any event, I had a great time doing that, and I tell you, traveling in the air these days is really cumbersome, but made it through all of that, and now I'm back in sunny San Diego, and I have to say I love San Diego. It was my first time actually being on a plane and flying back into San Diego instead of flying into Newark when I would fly back. And Newark definitely has that majestic skyline in New York City, so I can't knock it, but it was really quite a delight to fly in with the ocean and the yachts and the mountains and the orange roofs and the whole thing. It was a nice change of pace. So I'm glad to be here. I feel like I was flying back into home, and that was actually my first flight since last July. So I'm very excited about that. We finally kind of broke the streak of being on land, and off we go now into all the promotions and everything that's going on with this book. So tonight's show, we're going to be talking all about the most powerful time to create, which is actually in your sleep. And I'm going to talk to you, give you some ideas on how you can use that dream time. Hopefully you get 8 hours of sleep, but even if you only get 4 or you take a nap, or you say you only get, even a cat nap can help you with creating and receiving and getting information for yourself. So very, very exciting topic. I really rely a lot on my sleep time to take in big chunks of information, to get messages, to get confirmations of things. And I'm going to give you some examples of some other friends and colleagues of mine who do the same thing and are having great success with it. So tonight's a fun show. So we'll get to that in just a couple of minutes. We will be doing readings. I see the lines are filling up really fast tonight. So if you want the reading, I know some of you try to wait until we get closer to that time. But Sam is going to be screening the calls starting now. And if you want to try to get in on the lines for reading tonight, I would highly suggest you call in a little earlier than usual. 347-215-9485. It's 347-215-9485. And as always, Sam will answer your call and see if you have a question. And I just ask that you keep it to one question because we have the lines are particularly full tonight already. So looking forward to chatting with you guys. And you missed me, yay! So couple other quick announcements. We have we're already into day 2 of our 3-day spring fun. I called it Spring Fun Sale, and we have up to 50% off on a few things. We have actually it's 20% off on readings, and those are the Akashic Record readings and also the angel readings. So if hopefully you're on our email list, it's the email with the links to register because each one has a different link and some of them are kind of long. I know if you wanted an angel reading, it's AhaMomentsWorld.com /by the sea. And you can also, if you're not on our email list, we will be sending out another reminder in the morning, but if you're not already on the email list and you want to get on the email list to get the link so you can grab one of these readings at a nicely reduced cost, you can do that at ahamomentsworld.com. So let's leave it at that, ahamomentsworld.com, or you can send a note to support at ahamomentsinc.com, and I will send you the link so you can sign up for a reading. The readings are usually $135 for a half hour, and now they're just for these 3 days, they're $110. So it's a nice little savings for those, and we're booking those for the last 2 weeks in April, possibly spilling into May. They seem to be going pretty quickly. We've had a lot of registrations so far, so if you'd like to get one of those reduced rate readings during our little sale period, that would be great. And the other thing that's on sale that I highly recommend that everybody takes at some point is our Opening to Channel course and our Opening to Channel Level 2 course. And those are, I know Opening to Channel Level 1 is 50% off, and that's usually $497% off or something like that. So those are all in that email as well. A really great time to stock up and get those classes under your belt, because they really, I mean, you're calling into me for guidance. It's amazing when you can start to get real good streams of consciousness and guidance for yourself. So that's what those two courses teach you all about. All right, so that's that, and I think that's all I can think of right now as far as announcements. I know that sale is kind of the big kahuna of the week so far. And off we go into our topic for tonight. I love this topic. This is kind of, you know, people always ask me, Mari, what are your secrets? You were born with all of this, and we were all born with the ability to communicate and to receive guidance. And I say it in my book, and I've said it on the show a zillion times. There's so many ways that we're taught to ask, regardless of whether you are, you were raised in any kind of religion. I know I was raised Catholic. If you were raised, in any kind of religion whatsoever, you were taught how to pray, and that's actually the art of asking, right? If you're really into spirituality and you're not part of a formalized religion, you learn how to set intentions, how to do affirmations, how to set up vision boards, and all that. It's all ask, right? We've always been taught how to ask with affirmations, all that kind of stuff. But how many of us were really taught how to receive the answers? What's the language of answered prayer? And wouldn't it make sense that if there's so many robust ways to ask for stuff, that there would be equally robust language of how to get the answer? How do they communicate back to us? They being the powers that be, your higher self, your infinite self, and the God of your understanding, and then your angels and your guides and galactics and the fairies and all that. How do they communicate back to us? Well, one of the big, huge ways that they love to work with is your dreams, because, and while you sleep, okay, because it's your mental mind. The biggest barrier of everything is your mental mind, your logical mind, your mental mind, and so that's turned off when you're sleeping. And that's the time where they are constantly dumping tons of information and clues and symbols and signs and messages and all sorts of other things I'm going to get to in a minute into your consciousness and into your sleeping state, so that when you wake up, they hope that you will remember some of this and be able to use it, or at least have a better feeling about a situation as you go forward in your day, during your day. But what happens is, a lot of people don't remember their dreams. They have broken sleep. If you have broken sleep, that's fine. This works even with broken sleep. But what happens is when people are awakened in the middle of the night, they have a tendency to assign insomnia. Then they take drugs, which kind of shuts this all down. Then they obsess on why they can't sleep, and they look at it as a negative thing instead of an opportunity to receive guidance, which is in most cases the reason why you're being awakened in the first place. So I wanted to talk to you a little bit about what you can do during your sleep to help yourself. How do you work with your sleeping time when it comes to manifesting the things that you want? First of all, as always, you want to be clear on what you're asking for, okay? So, and you don't want to ask for too many things while you're doing this. Try to work on too many things at one time. You can get very confused with the symbolism and with the different messages that you're getting. So what I highly suggest is that you pick one thing, the core thing, and you give yourself 7 to 30 days to work on it. Now, 30 days might sound like a long time, but a lot of people give up right before the miracle happens. They kind of quit. And you want to, the biggest barrier between, when it comes to speed of delivery of what you're asking for, the biggest thing is doubt and, and those kind of negative things like I'm feeling unworthy of the result and all that kind of stuff. But doubt is a really big one. And so, or fear that you're not going to get it, which is doubt. And when you have that going on top of, then you start asking for too many things, what you're going to have is you're not going to be able to really decipher what's going on once you wake up. So a couple of things. How do we use our sleep time? So the first thing, one of the things I love to do, and this is, we'll get into the dreams and the dream analysis in a second. I always love to get books on, like all of my spiritual books on audio, okay? I put them in my iPod. So I love, who do I like to listen? I have like hundreds and hundreds of titles on my iPod. So let's say Dane. You guys know Dane. Dr. Dane here. He has a book called Being You Changing the World, and he put that on audio and he sent it to me. He also has like clearings and things, right? And Sinanea Roman and Dwayne Packer, they also have wonderful books. Every Wayne Dyer, I have Joel Osteen, I have Dr. Joe Dispenza, all kinds of different guys, gals too, on my iPod. And I always buy every spiritual book I possibly can as an audio book. Why do I do that? Because I try to integrate. Okay, let me back up. Why do I do that? So that I can listen to it in my sleep. When I listen to it in my sleep, what it does is it downloads. It downloads into your consciousness. It also downloads not just into your ears, into your brain, downloads into all of your cells. So your cellular structure actually receives the information. Your cells are like sponges. So let's say, I was doing some Silver Mind method work, and it got pretty esoteric. Some of the stuff gets complex, and to sit and read it during your regular waking state. First of all, I don't have the time anymore to sit and read books the way I once did because I'm like ridiculously busy now. So what I do is I take the book on audio and I put it on the headphones on. I might get through the first 10 minutes while I'm still awake, and then I fall asleep and the thing plays through the night in my ear. When I wake up, I have a sense of peace, or I have a sense of knowing, so that when I hear, and then I'll listen to it while I'm awake, as I'm, vacuuming or doing work or whatever. It is amazing how if you take these esoteric things that are, or some things are, fairly complex, and you listen to it during the day after you've had it playing in your ear while you sleep, you get it so much quicker. And you'll be able to explain it to someone else so much quicker. Not that you should go around trying teaching everyone, but when you're explaining to someone else, you realize how much of it you know. It is much quicker to become second nature. Now, when you're taking in information as far as studies, like your spiritual studies of any sort, okay, of any sort, whether you're studying healing or psychic stuff or intuition or, just lifestyle stuff, when you take that in, what you want to do, there's some people like to collect theory. Okay, I have friends who they say, oh, well, I read this and I read this and I read this and I read that and I did this and I did that and it never worked for me. Nothing's going to work for you unless you actually take action on it. But you're probably not going to take action on it until you start to integrate it. And then taking action on it actually helps you to integrate it so it becomes natural in your life. So there's a difference between theoretical learning and then integrating what you've learned. All right? So you'll go to a big workshop. I went to one of Dane's big workshops, and that thing, he'll blow your head off your shoulders. And it was like 4 days of oh my God, and it's 10 hours, this kind of thing. And you just sit there. By the time you walk out, you're crawling out of the room. You're exhausted. Well, some people, what they do is they like to collect. So they want to go to the next one. They want to go to the next one. They want to get on the plane and fly to the next workshop and the next workshop and the next workshop. And they're not having any change in their life. I have friends like that. They have no change in their life, and they're on the plane constantly going to those workshops and many others. And the reason why they don't change anything is they don't take the information and actually integrate it. So you have your theoretical learning, and then you have your integrated learning. Integrated means you put it into action in your actual life, and you get it so that it's second nature. Okay? I would take one class a year of that stuff, and I would listen to the recordings, because I would always get the stuff on recording, and I'd put it on in my sleep, and I put the clearings on in my sleep, and then I'd go on about my life, and I would apply it. And I'd apply it to this situation and that situation, relationships, money, career, writing the book, whatever. Just apply it, and still listen to it at night while I'm sleeping. And it reinforces it. So anything I was forgetting, it was going down into my subconscious, so that during my waking state, while I was awake, it became second nature. It became more of a reflex instead of, oh, what did that person say on the stage? Oh, man, I forgot about that. Wait, I know the first part, but I never got to the last part of the book, so I don't even know how I'm supposed to end up. This kind of thing. So it's a wonderful way. Using your sleep time is a wonderful way of being able to take in, especially esoteric information. Okay? Now, does that mean you shouldn't read books in your waking state? Absolutely not. But what it does is, the more you can repeat information so that it affects each one of your senses, the better. So what do I mean by that? Obviously, when we're talking about learning in your sleep and with headphones on, you're talking about auditory learning. Then you have vision. So that's your hearing. Now you have vision when you're reading the book. Okay? And so you have your sound and you have your vision. Okay? Now, clearly, taste probably won't come into it, but touch when you go to a live workshop and you're actually, immersed in it in a tactical way. You can actually shake hands with that practitioner, and you're looking at them flip through their flip charts or their different exercises, modalities. Maybe you're getting any of your work or something like that. So you want to engage as many of your senses as you can. Okay? Now, with the sleeping, it's wonderful because that is so powerful. And remember, you have, at least 4 to 8, maybe sometimes 10 or 12 hours, if you're really tired, really lucky, to do that and to collect a lot of information. So that's the first and one of the most powerful ways to take in information and create in your sleep, because what happens is, since you're taking it in, there's no barriers to receiving it. And you will find that your reflexes will be better when you're awake, where you'll just say, it'll be much easier to get insight on things, because what you're doing is you're giving your guides a new catalog of information to help you with. Your guides are only as good as much, let me say this again, because I'm channeling a lot of this, and they're coming in so fast, I guess, because I've been on the air for 2 weeks. Your guides are only as good for you as your encyclopedia of stuff they have to work with within you. So let's say, I've done 600 interviews with all these different practitioners, and, I've read, 1,000 books or whatever, I have a big encyclopedia. So when I have an issue or a problem or a concern, and my guys start channeling to me, they can go into the Mari encyclopedia of everything I sort of downloaded into my consciousness, and they say, you remember when you were reading that book? Go to page 62 of the channeling book. Go to page 27 of the weight loss book. Go to page 18 of the romance book, whatever. And because they know my whole library, and I'll get literally a clairvoyant vision of the cover of the book, or I'll hear, go to track number 22 of Joel Osteen Breakout. Go to track number 15 of Dane's Clearing. And I can't tell you, I do this on a daily basis. And that's why I say you open up your toolkit. You create a toolkit for yourself. You download this into your sleep, it gives your guides so much more to work with. If you are only focused on bills and cleaning the house and Match.com and doing your work, okay, your basic work that you're doing, in your day-to-day, work, and then the kind of haphazard things that happen through your day, you're giving your guides almost nothing to work with, because you're not and then you don't meditate, and you don't do any energetic hygiene, and you don't, kind of pay attention to this unless you're listening to me on Tuesdays or Oprah on Sundays or whatever. It's giving them a very limited encyclopedia to work with you and to help you to problem solve. I always get scared for people when they don't read, because reading has helped me so much. But that's my thing, So very important for you to collect that information and to collect it in a way that you can actually receive it. If you buy a bunch of books and never read them, that's not doing you much good either. But I do have an antidote for that. It's going to sound like a little bit of contradiction. I'll be in that in a second. But I want you to really think about this. Really, really give this some thought. So you can use your sleep to just listen, to receive. If you have a real hard problem and you have some, loop of clearings, or you have, a book that's kind of about that problem. Let's say you're having a real hard time with relationships, and one of my favorite books on relationships is Sandra Ann Taylor's book, Secrets of Attraction, I believe it is. You take an audio of that and you listen to that while you sleep. When you wake up, you at least have more ability to have aha moments, because it's kind of already circulating in your brainwaves. Okay, so think about that when you do your next round of book shopping. Now, here's something else Doreen Virtue, when I was working with her, said to me. She said, if you really want to learn something, put the book under your pillow and ask the angels to download it into your consciousness. And so that's another way to do it. Obviously, it's not involving your physicality as much as it is involving, divine energies. But absolutely, I used to do that, book under my pillow, and actually, it did work for me because I was open to it. I think, either way, what you're still doing is saying you're recognizing and acknowledging that, 12 hours of your day you're awake, probably 16 or 18, and 12 hours a day you're asleep, let's say, probably 8 to 10, whatever. Use those 8 hours, and and you don't necessarily have to be listening to something every single night. But if you happen to be a healer, you happen to be a teacher, if you want to write books, if you want to, kind of be on the world stage, this will really help you to take in more information without having to bog your whole day down in that immersion. It's like kind of an immersion process, and it's very, very powerful. Now, something else that you can do with your dream state. One of my friends, who is an author, he is an amazing, amazing writer, and he's a fiction writer, and he does nonfiction as well, but his fiction is off the charts. He's written for Star Trek Voyager, all kinds of films and TV stuff, and I think he's published over 4,000 titles now, probably more like 4,500 titles. Absolutely stunning writer. And what he does, I was at a writer's retreat with him, and we were just talking a little bit about intuition and stuff, and he says, I said, well, how do you get your ideas, Greg? He said, well, you know what? At night, now this guy is not an intuitive. He doesn't consider himself to be particularly spiritual. This is just how he handles his creative process. So at night, I say to my muses, he says, I have a muse, and I call in my muse, and he says, and I say to him, in my dream tonight, show me how to bring this character and this character together, or who's the characters for this story, or what are the names, or whatever, or I want to dream about the ending to this scene. And he says, every single time I do it, he goes, every single time I, end the scene with whatever it is they're telling me. And he wakes up with the solution. He uses his dream state very deliberately every day. And so that was really inspiring to me, because here's someone who, isn't into all of this per se, as a profession, but he's using it in the creative process. So when you have, what he didn't realize he was doing, and I explained it to him then because I got so excited, is he was programming his dreams. We've talked about this on the show in the past. I'll give you the little details of how to do that. One of the best, quickest ways to do that is, and he doesn't even do this, but I'm just going to tell you some kind of like the formalized way of doing it. You can very easily sit down right before you go to sleep and say, okay, can you please help me work out this issue? in my dreams tonight. I always drink a half a glass of water, which is an amplifier, and it helps you for your conscious mind to stay alert during your sleeping state. Doesn't mean you're staying awake. It's just that your conscious mind is still recording consciously as you're sleeping. And you just ask, I'd like to get more information, more insight, support, help, or whatever on this issue. And you kind of do it with a picture in your head of like what you'd like to get information about, and then you go to sleep. And then when you wake up, you drink the other half glass of water, and then you allow yourself to write down what you remember. Now this, I would say, if you're new to this, you want to, do for about seven days to get the answers that you're looking for, okay? But more than likely, they'll pop up, and it's absolutely amazing what you can get by programming your dreams. Now, the guides love to give answers during the dreams because you're out of the way, okay? And they'll, yes, you can get into all kinds of dream symbology and symbolism and all that stuff. I'm not going to get into that here because I'm not really particularly good with, people like to call me and say, oh, Mari, I had a dream, and what do you think about this, and what do you think about that? I don't know, because I don't really do dream analysis. My mom actually is the dream analyst. She's very, very good with it, so I usually call her. But as far as I like to tell them, I need direct signs. I want direct answers, not symbols, so that I can understand it. So you can program that as well. Say, please give me specific answers that I can know in my waking state without having to analyze. And you can so be very clear so that it's not hazy for you. You do that, and you'll get pretty close to your target, if not right dead on your target. And whatever they can't finish in the dream, you'll start to see in your life during the day. You might hear an interview on TV, or stumble across an article, or hear something on the radio, or hear people talking, or somebody will mention something to you, and you'll feel that kind of synchronicity going on to help you get, the answers. But you collect the answers. You collect them, and, most people like to call me and say, okay, give me my answers, But that's fine, but, you don't go to the dentist to brush your teeth every day. You go to the dentist for a deep cleaning, for a root canal, for a whitening treatment, but you got to brush your teeth and floss on your own, until you can go back to the dentist, 6 months to a year later. So, really, you want to learn how to do this stuff on your own. It's super, super helpful. And guess what? It's going on anyway. Might as well. All those engines are on every night anyway, and they're trying to help your psyche work through whatever issues are on your mind anyway. So you might as well deliberately work with them and use this really super powerful time. Now, one of the other reasons why this time is so powerful is because, remember, when you go to sleep, your portion of you that's within the vessel actually rejoins with your higher self. It leaves the body and rejoins with your higher self. So you start to astral travel. That's why you can have actual connection with other people in your dreams, and you're actually with that person. You are with that person. You're just with the energy part of that person. Okay? I've gotten all kinds of messages sent to me from my more telepathic friends who come in, and we haven't gotten in touch with each other, and I just come in and I see the face. I'm like, okay, here we go. I got to call them, And when we talk, it's like, oh, did you have a dream about me? Oh, yeah, I had a dream. I saw you, But and a lot of people, they'll astral communicate. They call it communicating on the astral, where they deliberately use their telepathic skills, which we're also all born with, to connect in the dream state. So, my sister and I were having a pretty heartfelt talk the other day. We were talking about my dad who passed away about 5 years ago, and we said a little prayer together, and my mom calls me today and says, I had a dream about your dad last night. I said, so did I. And she goes, you're kidding. And then we both were describing, kind of what he looked like and what he was wearing, and it was the exact same thing in both of our dreams. So he got our message, and he's coming to let, various members of us know. I'm not sure if my sister actually called me since I've been on the air, so I don't know if she had a dream about it too. But, you can work with your friends and loved ones who've passed over, even animals who've passed over. I know my dog has come to me many, many times in the dream state, and communicate with them, and they can also send messages, as well. Now, the last thing I'll say about this, so that we can go to a break, because I realize I've talked for a while. This is a lot of info for this topic. You can get actual answers, and you can also wake up with feeling. Okay, so you can, if you ask, let's say, about a relationship, and you wake up and you feel kind of that thinking feeling, then you're probably getting kind of more of a no kind of an answer. Or if you're waking up with that kind of light, happy, excited feeling, even if things don't look like they're going well in the physical world, just know that, things are looking up. Okay, so it's up to you to start to be able to do your own interpretations, but you always have to take into account how you feel emotionally, how you feel mentally, how you feel physically, and how you feel energetically. So you want to always evaluate whatever you're going through from the emotional standpoint, are you feeling happy, sad, that kind of thing, at peace or whatever. The mental, easy and organized, or does it feel kind of cluttered and crazy? The physical feeling, like do you have any feelings in your body, a sense of, goosebumps, chills, a little bit of nausea maybe a sort of sinking feeling for, some more of the negative signs, and then a light, bright, kind of enthusiastic, kind of hopeful, optimistic feeling for the, yes, you're going in the right direction kind of a thing. And then the energetic, which is also those four clairs. Are you getting a little clairvoyant vision, like a kind of a picture in your mind? Are you hearing lyrics of a song? Maybe you're getting a sense of knowing or a sense of like a gut feeling about it. That's your energetic senses. When you consider those four things, you listen to the podcast. I know I'm talking fast. There's a lot of information tonight. But when you listen to, you add in those four things, now you're starting to really see the system of communication that's available to you 24/7. And when I say 24/7, I mean it. And you don't have to hire a psychic, per se, to help to do this on a daily basis. Okay? So with that, I'm going to stop there. We're going to take a quick break, and then when we come back, we'll get to the readings. I see there's so many of you on the line tonight, so thanks for waiting. If you want to call in and you haven't done so already, the number is 347-215-9485. That's 347-215-9485. I'm Mari. You're listening to the Aha Moments radio show, and we'll be right back.
Do you ever get a hunch about something and ignore it, only to find out later you were right after all? Do you know that you're intuitive but need help interpreting what you get? Need quick answers to burning questions but don't have the time to wait for a private reading? Then Mari's Intuitive Living Oracle cards are the tool for you. 45 gorgeous laminated cards and a full book of interpretations come together in a beautiful velvet bag. The cards have been designed and energized to give you the answers right now. No more sleepless nights weighing pros and cons. Ask the cards your questions and see what message your intuition has for you. To learn more and get your deck now, go to the store at www.ahamomentsinc.com and click on the Intuitive Living cards now. That's the store at ahamomentsinc.com. The answers are truly within your reach.
Are you living the life you are really meant to live? Soul Lifetimes Magazine is your online source for creating the life you truly desire. When you register for your free subscription at www.soullifetimes.com, you get access to a world of resources that will help you to get the answers you seek and inspire you to take charge of your world. Tap into your body, mind, and spirit with articles from some of the most well-known conscious thought leaders and teachers on metaphysics, soul talk, soulmate relationships, quantum healing, astrology, food for the soul, style, and more. When you join us to create a joyful lifestyle for a new way of being, you truly contribute to raising the consciousness of the world. Subscribe for free at www.soullifetimes.com and never miss an issue of this innovative and insightful digital magazine. Soul Lifetimes Magazine is about living happier, healthier lives full of purpose, joy, and abundance. Subscribe now for free at www.soullifetimes.com. We look forward to seeing you there.
Are you at a crossroads in your life, facing big decisions about your life purpose, business, relationships, or other major issues? Are you wondering why you may be delayed in getting what you want? Or if you have special guides who are helping you? Then investing in a private intuitive reading with Mari is just what you need. As a third-generation spiritual intuitive, Mari has worked with thousands of clients over the past 18 years. During your private session, you will learn who your guides are, receive insight on the core issues that need attention, and get new perspective, clarity, and inspiration on what to do next. To register, go to www.ahamomentsinc.com and click on the Work with Mari tab to get all of the details. There are a limited number of spots each month, so go to www.ahamomentsinc.com for yours now.
Step back in time to the very beginning, before life as we know it existed. Stones have been on this earth since before the inception of man. They are keepers of ancient wisdom and messages. Tap into the profound wisdom of stones and let your journey begin at the Rock Girl Sacred Stone School. Let the Rock Girl take you back to those ancient days to learn firsthand the language and the secrets of stones. The Rock Girl will teach you how to develop your very own technique of communicating with them, allowing you to embark on your own path of self-discovery. Courses include Reiki, psychic development, chakra balancing and auric cleansing, hands-on healing, and more. Visit sacredstoneschool.com for classes and workshops taught exclusively by the Rock Girl of therockgirl.com.
Hello, we're back. I'm Mari. You're listening to the Aha Moments radio show, and today we're talking all about the most powerful time to create is in your sleep, and it's actually very, very true. Definitely one of the most unencumbered times. I mean, it's pretty powerful if you put your intention on anything, you're creating it, whether it's negative or positive anyway. But if you can engage that part while you're sleeping, you'll really see things accelerate quite nicely. So we are going to get on with our readings for the day, and I just ask that if you just know there's a lot of people on the line. We're going to try to get to as many of you as we can, and if you can keep your questions succinct to one topic and one question, and fairly specific. Just to say, what do you see for my finances? Not a good question. Or my romance, or what do you see for me out there? That's full reading for that kind of a question. For a radio show, we need to kind of hit it and quit it. Okay, so that being said, the first caller we have is Donna from California. Hi, Donna.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good, thank you. Yeah, my question, I'm on a dating site, and there's 3 fellows I'm talking to, Al, John, and Fred, and I wanted to know if anything is going to come with either of these gentlemen when I meet them, if it will progress into something else, or if I'm going to meet someone another way.
Not one of those 3 lit up as anything more than, internet dating kind of a thing. So I'm not feeling a strong feeling about any of the 3 as you said them. It does feel like you met somebody else, and it doesn't feel like it's necessarily online. It feels like more of a serendipitous, spontaneous thing. What you would want to focus on, instead of kind of doing it as a, shopping spree on the internet site, is really getting quiet and programming this dream and meeting him in your dreams. Meeting this person in the dream state and saying to this person, write a list of what you're looking for, you can even write a story of how you would love to connect with him, like maybe a particular date you'd like to have or whatever. You go to the Grand Canyon together or something like that. And then program a dream and tell him, listen, I have this fun idea. I know, and this because you're talking to your real person. Okay, so you might see them as you close your eyes. Just envision two balls of light. You're one ball of light, and he's the other ball of light, because that's how energy kind of reads each other. And as you're going to sleep, consider like that connection of the light. And if it looks like the light is really far apart, he's not too close to meeting you yet. But if the light looks like it's coming together, or you can make the light start to come together so you can let him know of your readiness, you'll start to feel that energy connection, and you'll start to have dreams about him, or at least, dreams of as far as direction, and or even if you can't remember a dream, you'll wake up with a sense of maybe I should go do this today. Or just what will seem like a random kind of idea of where to go, what to do, and that's I think more of how you're going to meet the guy. I think you're looking for a guy right now, but I think the guy is going to be more of it's going to be a deeper connection, and you can influence it much better in that way than just surfing around looking for him. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I don't care for the internet dating. It's too much like you're on a job interview. I'd rather be out there and feel the energy of someone and have that attraction.
Yep, and I think you can set that all up by using the techniques we were talking about tonight. So I hope that's helped. I'm going to have to jump off, but good luck with that.
Very much.
How it goes.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a great night. Okay, so next we have Sarah in California. Hi, Sarah.
Good afternoon. My question is regarding employment. I'm eagerly looking for a new position this year. I'd like to know if you see any opportunities coming up for me sometime in the near future.
Okay, so it feels to me like you're on a job search, but it doesn't feel like you're on a search for your right livelihood. And so what you're missing is the energetic plug. When you plug that in, then it'll all come together. So I think you're right at the point of making that shift. Okay, so that's the shift, because right now you're kind of like, okay, you're very businesslike about it. Even your energy as you were asking your question was very kind of closed off and sort of boom, 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 boom. And I know I said, be specific with the question and, cut to the chase. I know you're trying to adhere to the rules. But when you think about your job, there's a piece of you that leaves the building because it's work. And in order for you to find like we said to Donna about the right guy, like the ultimate guy, like the ultimate job, that connection, that feeling like that plug in, that kind of job where you feel like, okay, this is beyond the job. This is my, this is my sweet spot position, which is what you're ready for at this point. You have to allow that piece of you to come back into the equation. Now, a lot of times what you do is we feel vulnerable when we're looking for a job, so we kind of cut off the love part, our own personal energy, so that we can just be pragmatic and pick the right thing so that we can have some security, so we can pay the bills, and we'll get to the other stuff later. But that, for you, my dear, is very primitive thinking, and it will not work for you anymore. So that's why you're being kind of even calling into a show like this. Clearly, you're looking for that for a bigger, kind of more expansive experience. That's right there for you. I would take what we just said to Donna, and instead of using two balls of light for romantic energy, what you want to do is use two balls of light for you and the person that is the hiring person, or that main person you'd be working with in the new job. You won't know where the job is or what the job is, but what you want to do is talk to them about how you want to feel when you're working, and use that to program your dreams, and you can create that. So if you do that, because that's really what this kind of little search thing you're going through is all about. This is more for incorporating energy into what you're doing, as opposed to just going pragmatically. As far as wanting a prediction for the timing, if you connect, you can do this within a month. It doesn't have to be 6 months, a year out. It feels like there's a job very close by, but you might miss it if you keep your energy so disconnected from the search. So I hope that's helped. I'm going to have to jump to the next person, but I would try that. It should work actually pretty quickly for you.
Okay, thanks.
Have a great night. Bye. All right. Moving on to the next person. What do we have here? Okay. We have Patricia, and she says she's in the Southwest. Hi, Patricia.
Hi. Thank you for your show tonight. Some of your tips have really worked with me in my dream state, and I'm going to use them again tonight, definitely. I've gotten a lot of answers doing those things.
Wonderful.
Yes. Not all the time, but I know I need to work on it more. But they really do work, and they've given me a lot of answers. But I'm calling tonight because I need your assistance here. I have a neighbor who's a hoarder, and he's brought the neighborhood down. And yes, and I'm just wondering, and I will ask in my dreams tonight.
Yeah.
I was wondering if he's going to clean up his yard and let the neighborhood become beautiful again.
Nope. No, it doesn't feel that way at all, and it feels like it'll be another 3 to 5 years that he'll be there. Yeah, he feels like he's kind of entrenched, and I mean the situation is coming to a head, but it doesn't feel like he's going to be doing anything towards rehabbing that situation, because he's kind of incapable of it. Like, there's definitely some mental illness or some kind of something going on there with that. That's a much bigger intervention than just cleaning up the yard. So as far as you going, though, he's definitely a catalyst to help you to move forward. And it feels more like you'll be moving, and it feels like you'll be moving towards, I don't know if there's a lake around you, but it definitely feels like you'll be moving somewhere near water. And somewhere like by the midsummer to August, something in that range. So I would definitely start to use your dreams like you were doing, but to, ask for the guidance of where can I thrive, not just survive. Ask that question, where can I thrive? What's the best place for me to, emotionally, physically, mentally, and energetically thrive? And start to allow the breadcrumbs to come your way. And they will pretty quickly. But I would not, he's actually there to push you forward out of there, not to, sort of coexist with everybody. He's a catalytic converter, if you will.
Wow. So, because I was thinking about talking with him about it, but I don't know if that's going to help or not. But.
No, I don't think it's going to help. I think it's not a matter of you trying to stay there. Your forward progression is calling you forward, and sometimes, wayward neighbors are our best, cannons for forward progression. I've had neighbors like that, and I'm miserable, and I'm hating them, and want them to change, and it's like, no, Mari, your life is pulling you forward, and they're helping to push you out of a cocoon. So that's where you're at, my dear.
Well,
and
the other night I did have a dream.
Have to go to,
and the dream said you're going to have a buyer, so you're correct.
Okay, good.
Thank you.
Okay, my dear. Have a great night. Okay, so next we have Karen in Chicago. Hi, Karen.
Oh, hello. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I have a quick question. I am a consultant for a very large company in the suburbs, and I really wanted to be in this area, but the company, they very rarely hire consultants on their team, and I'm just wondering if you see something coming out of this, because I get along well with everyone, and I'm really making some progress, and everybody likes me, so I'm just kind of wondering if you see something coming out of it.
What do you mean, see something coming out of it? Like you're working there as a consultant now?
Yeah,
you want to be a full-time
employee,
I would love to say yes, but it feels more like they're comfortable with the scenario that is going on right now. And I'm also hearing that there's going to be a shake-up there, and you might be actually in a safer place being a consultant than you are as a full-time employee.
Oh, wait, could you say that again? There's going to be a shake-up, and then they put me somewhere else?
No, I'd say you're better off being a consultant than a full-time employee.
Oh.
But the next year to 18 months, you'll be better off being a consultant, because it feels like there's going to be a shake-up where all those employees aren't going to be employees per se anymore, but the consultants will kind of, be the replacements, and you're in a better position actually being a consultant with that particular company than you would be as a full-time employee. So is it impossible to get an offer? No, but I would look at it twice before I'd take it, if you did.
Oh.
I would really look at the back end of that company. So I'm going to have to jump to the next person, but
okay.
I would say, you again, use this dream work that we're talking about to help you to get more direction on that, but from as it stands right this second, it feels better that you're a consultant than trying to be an employee.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right, my dear.
Thank you so
have
much.
a great day. Okay. Bye-bye now. Okay. Next we have Tanya in San Jose. Hi, Tanya.
Hi, Mari. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. My question was just on a career path. I recently applied for a job, and it fit the requirements I was looking for, close to home, schedule-wise, hours were good, environment, an art environment, and I certainly had the qualifications for it. And a little bit baffled, I got rejected, though. My question is, they said they might talk to me in the summer if there's more openings. So would they contact me in the summer for any future opportunities, or should I just stick to my personal projects and continue gaining skills and networking with people, or will I be hired by someone else in the future?
Okay, so you asked like 6 questions. No, it's okay. It's okay. So it's funny because as you were talking about that job, it felt like it was the right job for you and that it was going to come through. So it's probably more of a divine delay than it is a no. But I would not sit and wait for it. And that's what I think you're looking like. Can I just shut down and wait for them to call me back? No. Keep going with your personal projects and developing yourself, because it feels like you're way bigger than a job, but you're kind of looking for that little safety net. And as far as so it feels like they probably will come back around, but in the meantime, keep yourself really busy with your own personal projects, because it looks like you're going to have some opportunities in that direction as well. So I wouldn't, hang your hat on them, but it definitely feels like there might be a turnaround with them. It doesn't feel like that's completely done. But I wouldn't sit and wait and do nothing either.
So much.
All right,
Mary.
my dear. You're welcome, Tanya. Have a great night. Okay, next we have Jackie in Miami. Hi, Jackie.
Hi, Mari. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. This is actually my first time calling on the show, so I'm really excited.
Oh, good. Well, welcome. What's your question?
Thank you. Well, I'm having a hard time just formulating a particular question. Usually I'm really good about having a specific question, but for some reason I can't really come up with a specific question. So my idea just revolves around love and career, and spirituality. So that pretty much seems to be the triangle that just keeps going around me.
Okay, I can't help you with that one. That's not a question. So
no. So then, do you feel like any of those particular subjects are coming stronger to you? So then maybe that helps me formulate a better question.
What I would say is call back in. Think about it through the week and then call back in next week with something more specific, because we're like just about to end the show. We have like 30 seconds before I'm going to wrap, and I can't really help you sort out a good question or not.
Okay, so what if I asked you just something about career?
Okay, what's the question?
Okay, so soon I'm going to be graduating from school. And I have an opportunity to apply at certain hospitals, and there's this particular hospital that I consider to be my dream hospital. So I want to know what can I do to make sure that that's where I end up working.
I think doing the exercise that we talked about on the show will help you in that and getting, clear about what you want. I would not attach yourself to a particular hospital, although you can let that one be the symbol of what you want, at least what you perceive it to be, it does feel like that particular hospital, as much as you think it is the right place because you have a perception about it, is not necessarily the one, and it feels like it's going to be something a little bit smaller and more, they're saying more specialized. So that's the kind of the thought, is to not be so broad and not to be afraid to get specific about what you desire. So for now, what I would say is just use the exercises that we talked about on the show. They're very, very powerful, and that's going to help you to sort of reel it in and hone in. And then you can get, kind of a characteristic of how you want to feel on the job, what you want to accomplish, the kind of mission that you want to take with people. And then your dream state will start to help you to configure it, and the right place will come to be. So it feels like you'll be fine, but I wouldn't get stuck on exactly one specific spot as you're developing. And it doesn't feel like you really know enough yet about, what kind of plan you really want to be able to get that specific with the place yet. So I'm going to have to jump off, but I hope that's been a little bit of a help. And like I said, when you get a little bit more clear on questions, definitely call back in and I'll be happy to help you out. Okay, so now we have, we have about 2 minutes, and we're going to take Jody from Portland. Hi, Jody.
Hi, Mari. My question was, quickly, I had a dream, an urgency to see my aunt before she died, and then I woke up. She's already dead, though, in real life. And I'm just wondering, I felt like it was a strong message. I wrote the dream down, but I don't know what to do with it, or other dreams sometimes that come. I feel like the ones that must seem significant. What do I do with that?
What I would probably do is write it down like you did, and then I would do the dream programming and ask again, is this a specific thing? Because sometimes that sounds like it's more symbolism, and some anxiety, but again, I'm not a good dream analyst per se, but what I would say is those exercises are going to help you to get clarity on that, and whether you should take it as a literal thing. It feels to me more like it's a symbolic thing, that if you kind of dig a little deeper, you'll get that aha, you'll get that little click that says, oh, yeah, okay, that's what that meant. You could also do some automatic writing and speak to her. Since she is passed on, you can ask her if there was a message that she had, or you can even ask in your dreams, like right before you go to sleep. Again, see the two balls of light, see her as one, you as the other, and just say, do you have a message for me? And then, allow your dream state to sort of bring it forward to you. And that should help you to get more clarity on that. Okay?
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, thank you.
You're so welcome. And you have a really great night. Thanks for calling in. Okay, so that brings us, wow, we did rapid fire. Blah, blah, blah. My mouth is tired. Oh, my gosh. That brings us to the end of yet another Aha Moments radio show. If you'd like to get a full reading with me and get in on the sale, we have one more day of the sale. It ends actually tomorrow night. You can get on our email list at ahamomentsworld.com. Or you can send us an email at mari@ahamomentsinc.com, and we'll get you the links for that. And in the meantime, have an absolutely fabulous week. Please employ these processes that we talked about today. They are really powerful. And we will end with my motto, which is, you truly can have exactly what you want. You absolutely deserve it too. And in this new energy, anything is possible. Take care, everybody. Have a great night.
You've been listening to the Aha Moments radio show with your host, Mari. Be sure to visit her blog and website at www.ahamomentsinc.com. That's AHA, moments with an S, inc.com. Also join Mari on Facebook at www.facebook.com/ahamomentsinc and Twitter at twitter.com/ahamoments. We can't wait to see you there.